Okay, Susan, there you are. Thank you very much. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, thank you very much. All right. Susan, your first questioner will be Distinguished Toastmaster Jagna Gendra.
Thank you, Ed. Good morning, Susan. My question to you is, as a division director, describe your role and responsibilities, and also tell us how you will achieve these.
Thank you, Jag. Fellow Toastmasters, my role as division director is to support the area directors in supporting and making sure they have the resources and help they need to support their clubs so that the clubs in the entire division can reach their goals and their mission. I would love to work with, my dog would love to also help, would love to work with the area directors and the clubs in creating an environment where there's a communication that allows for information to be shared between clubs that may be along the little weaker side or less membership, and with clubs that have a higher membership, and help them engage ideas and make them stronger and help everyone fulfill their goals.
Susan, thank you for your response, and thank you, Jag, for your question. Our next questioner is Distinguished Toastmaster Beverly Adams.
Hello, Susan.
Good morning.
Okay, my question for you is, how familiar are you with the division that you submitted your candidacy for, and tell us about its strengths and challenges?
I'm very familiar with Division I, having worked with the Division I director, Jim Presswood, this year as the Area 94 director. I've become quite familiar with some of the clubs, especially outside of Area 94, with working with the contests. I'm getting a little more familiar with Area 92 and 91 as I've worked with those area directors as well. I find that some of the strengths is that there are some really good, strong clubs. There's clubs with great membership, with really active participants. And we have some other clubs that don't maybe have a lower membership, but they're still going strong. They still want to be Toastmasters. And I think that the challenge is that some of the clubs that are in maybe a little more remote areas have challenges of trying to find ways to bring in newer members. And I think that is where the division needs to work on, is bringing up those lower member clubs and giving them some foundation to continue being the clubs that they already there. They're already strong. We Simply the Best came back from nowhere, and we thought it was going to be gone, and it just came back. And I think that if we can do that, then we can bring back the clubs that still have members.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Beverly, and thank you, Susan, for your answer. Our next questioner is Marcy Johnson.
Good morning, Susan.
Good morning.
My question for you is, how would you handle an area director who doesn't do their job and is unavailable to the clubs or district after signing up to do the job?
I think I would take the time to connect with the area director one-on-one, to have a conversation to find out what it is they might feel like they're missing, what support they need. Maybe they agreed to the job and they didn't have the time or the commitment that they thought they would, and so maybe they need extra support in that area. I would find what the missing pieces were to see how I could best support them. And if needed, if it got to the point where they could no longer hold that commitment, find a way to maybe shift that commitment to another area director if that was necessary. But the biggest thing would be where the missing holes were in their ability to reach out to their clubs, to provide the resources for their clubs, and to honor their commitment.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate your answer. Our next questioner is Distinguished Toastmaster Linda Mendez.
Morning, Susan.
Good morning.
In your role, how frequently would you meet with your team in person or via conference call to share information, identify issues, provide support to your area directors, and encourage participation with the district executive committee?
I believe that meeting with area directors at least once a month is a really good idea. I think having that connection to communicate with them information that I'm getting from the rest of the district and providing opportunities to see what supports they need. I think that if it goes longer than that, you're going to lose your connection. They're going to lose that on having resources available to them, and that communication is going to fall apart. I think having that 30 days is just about perfect for making sure you're staying in connection and in tune with what the division needs. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Excellent, Susan. Thank you very much. Thank you, Linda. Our next questioner is Jag Najendra. Jag.
Thank you, Ed. And here is the question for you, Susan. Who was the most influential mentor in your journey to seeking a position as a division director?
Thank you. If I could pick one person, which is really hard, I'm going to start with Gary Pettigrew, because he was my original mentor when I first came into Toastmasters. And I joke with Gary was the one who basically, I call him the just do it. He was my Nike slogan. If I was like, I don't think I could do that, just do it. Okay, I'll do it. And so it allowed me to build the confidence to do the next step, even though I was afraid, even though I was nervous. And it brought me to where I am now, where I feel like I can do the things, the roles, and in a way that I never thought I could before. He was really that idea of you can do this, that belief, that faith. But it's expanded because over time, I've worked with Ed Johnson, I've worked with Beverly Adams, and there's not just one mentor. I have two clubs of mentors that I find really support me in this journey.
Thank you.
Susan, thank you very much. We'll probably have time for one more question from Beverly Adams.
Susan, tell us why you feel you're the best candidate for Division I Director. What qualifications do you bring to the role?
I really like this division. Not just Area 94 from where I'm from, but I have started to meet the people from the other areas. I really enjoy the atmosphere, the community it has, the people involved in it. They believe in their clubs. They believe in their journeys as Toastmasters. They hold on even though they're dwindling down. And I like people with that tenacity. I like the groups that build each other up, that support one another, that are there for each other. And I'll give each other permission to fail. And I think I have embraced that idea. I believe in that, being able to be allowed to fail, being allowed to make mistakes is what makes a great community. And that is what grows us. And I believe that I can use that ability to continue growing with the rest of the community. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan.
Susan, thank you again. You got a few seconds ticking away. We can try another question from Marcy, maybe.
Yeah, I'll talk fast. Susan, please describe a successful team that you have led.
A successful team I have led.
We'll find out next. Tune in next week, folks, and we find out who the successful team is. No, thank you. Our candidate for Division I Director, Toastmaster Susan Sontra.
I am excited to look at this opportunity to go into the 2022-2023 year of expanding what Toastmasters has been. We were face-to-face in person, and that is a great place to be. But the world is changing, not just in Toastmasters, but in the world of business, the world of communication. It's expanded in that we can communicate across the planet. And I look forward to the opportunity of taking our clubs and building them up in a way that embraces both the virtual world and the live in-person communication. It's going to bring new skills and new people. There are young people out there coming out of college looking for ways to communicate. They haven't had this experience. This is a place where they can learn it, and they can learn it on their low budgets because they are coming out of college, and they can gain skills that will make them more successful. I am looking forward to reaching out to the communities and bringing those people in that want these extra skills, these new skills that Toastmasters is going to be able to offer members. I'm a candidate for Division I Director. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Well said.